Hello and welcome to Bhutan This Week, our weekly news magazine program with me, Sring Dandup. Our top stories this week. His Holiness the J. Khenpo consecrates a Bhutanese temple, hostel for monks and a guest house in Bodh Gaya. UNICEF appoints the country's first ever youth ambassador. And rats damage over 13 acres of paddy fields in Dagana. His Holiness the J. Khenpo consecrated a Bhutanese temple, hostel for monks and a guest house in Bodh Gaya in Bihar on Wednesday. On Tuesday, His Holiness presided over a Gempoi Tongso Tara under the Bodhi tree where the Buddha attained enlightenment for the successful week-long Melam Chenmo in Rajgir. More than 9,000 devotees, including monks, attended the ceremony. His Holiness returned to the country on Friday. Cervical cancer is the most common female cancer in Bhutan. Every year, around 70 women report to the National Referral Hospital with cervical cancer. However, early diagnosis of cancer while screening with a Pap test has reduced the number of deaths from cervical cancer.
As women are more aware of cervical cancer, Pap test or Pap smear is becoming routine in this country. This leads to detecting cervical cancer early, providing a greater chance to cure.
We might be picking up early cancers, and also maybe women are now more aware about the symptoms and they are coming forward. Now the stage is not that late, so the death has come down, though the number has not decreased.
Cervical cancer is not only curable but also preventable if detected early with an availability of good screening. There are only 6 centers where pre-cancers are treated through colposcopy. Many still has to visit National Referral Hospital. However, many women in Bhutan do not return to hospital to either get report or to follow up.
So it's very important that once you have done Pap smear, you pick up your report and then you have to be followed up and treated. Because Pap smear is not to see who has cancer, it is to see who is at risk of getting cancer. So if women who are at risk of getting cancer are not coming forward for treatment, they'll anyway get cancer.
National Pap smear screening program was established in October 1999 but went nationwide only in 2006. Women between 25 to 65 years of age, regardless of HPV or human papilloma virus vaccination status, has to do the Pap test.
So to prevent that, we have to educate the women that they should not have multiple sexual partners. And then we have vaccination for girls. The other thing is risk factor is early marriage and early childbirth and multiple childbirths. So these are the risk factors.
90% of the girls are HPV vaccinated since 2010. Knowing the risk among the women, this November month is observed as World Cervical Cancer Prevention Month worldwide. The Health Ministry is conducting awareness program and colposcopy camp in Bajo and Kidagum Hospital. Last week, Pap test and colposcopy was conducted for 70 women in Paro. With additional information from Sangichezum in Paro, Pemasalun Sring, BBS News.
More than 200 schools, including ECCDs across the country, still use pit toilets. But Bhutan Toilet Organization, an NGO working towards creating a healthy toilet culture in the country, intends to change this. With the hope to achieve zero pit toilets in schools, BTO has started an initiative to upgrade existing pit toilets into flush toilets called Sato, using a special Japanese toilet pan.
One of the features of the Sato toilet is a sealing mechanism to block odor. Bhutan Toilet Organization says upgrading pet toilets into Sato toilets is easy and cost efficient.
In many schools, there are toilets like this, which are an eyesore. Because it's an eyesore, it stings. So it is very easy for schools to decide and dismantle such old toilets. And now we must also note that budget for toilet construction is very expensive. A budget for toilet, it hardly comes. And because we don't have budget, students have to rely on very little, less number of toilets. And all toilets we are ready to dismantle. But with this project, we can save all toilets.
BTO has so far initiated the project in 3 schools on trial and intends to do the same in remaining schools using pet toilets. One of the schools is Changsamto Lower Secondary School in Thimphu, where 10 pet toilets were being used by students and another 10 remained closed for more than a decade and were to be dismantled soon.
Toilets which has been locked up for about 10 years has been repaired and made usable. In terms of cost, we have saved, particularly for Changsamto, I think we have saved 30 to 50 lakhs worth of toilets which was in a dilapidated state. So I would urge my fellow principals and teachers to take up this initiative to maintain the toilet.
These 20 units of toilets were upgraded in just 4 days at almost zero cost. The smooth, durable and easy to clean plastic pan saves water and is cleaner. Bhutan Toilet Organization in 2 months has upgraded 630 units of pet toilets in schools to Sato flush toilets. BTO has received over 1,000 Sato pans as donations from a private Japanese company and intends to carry out their works with support from the Education Ministry. Giledim for BBS News.
Coinciding with the World Children's Day on Tuesday, UNICEF appointed singer and songwriter Sonam Wangchen as the country's first ever youth ambassador. In his role as the ambassador, Sonam will use his singing and popularity and digital presence to engage with young people and empower them to speak about the issues they face.
The 16-year-old is currently studying in the 11th grade at Ugen Academy in Punakha. His 2015 song titled Chhe Thomda was a super hit, propelling him into the public eyes. Since then, Sonam has written numerous hits, performed at national events, charitable concerts and worked on original soundtracks for movies. As an ambassador, Sonam will work together with young people on issues affecting the Bhutanese youth and children.
The role of a Goodwill ambassador is to bring things forward, to use the popularity of the Goodwill ambassador, because these are normally famous people or people who are going to be very famous, who are already on their way. And we will work with them together to highlight issues that affect young people, that affect children and young people in Bhutan. For example, online safety. So we want to use the influence that Goodwill ambassadors have in order to do good for society, to improve the lives of women and children.
Today, more Bhutanese children and adolescents go online. Digital access exposes them not just to a wealth of benefits and opportunities, but also to a host of risks and harms. As a youth ambassador, Sonam will use his platform to engage thousands of other young Bhutanese supporters in advocating for children's rights.
A youth Goodwill ambassador, this is a very new initiative for us. And we're very happy that Sonam has now joined the UNICEF family. He's a wonderful person. He's 16 years old. I'm sure many Bhutanese know his songs and his passion for young people. So we have done a process where we identified him, and we spoke with himself, with his family, of course, to see whether there's interest from his side to work with us. And he has agreed, so I'm very happy about this.
UNICEF also appointed youth Goodwill ambassadors all over the world today. Sonam Pem for BBS News.
Skateboarding can now become another popular sporting activity for Bhutanese youth. Enthusiasts can now skate and spend their time skateboarding in the newly built skate park in the country. The park, located at Bebena in Thimphu, was inaugurated on Tuesday, with many Bhutanese youth and even professional skaters trying out the new ramp. The skate park, built in memory and in honor of late Johnny Strange, a professional adventurer from the US, had many people's attention today. Although the longboards were available in the markets before, not many could think of trying it out. But today, it is possible because of the new skate park.
This skate park was built in honor of my son, Johnny Strange, who first came to Bhutan in 2011 and brought a skateboard with him. Johnny was an adventurer, and he loved kids. And when Johnny passed away wingsuit flying in 2015, we wanted to build this park for the youth of Bhutan to inspire them to be outside next to the mountains and away from their video games.
Among the crowd was Johnny's friend Tom Skar, who is a professional skater. Today, he is here to remember his friend.
This being the first skate park in Bhutan, it's really a big deal because look at, how many kids are already here, they're having a great time. And it's going to bring a whole new sport for like the youth to do, and I can't wait to already come back in the future and see how it's going to be.
This park is first of its kind in Bhutan. This park was constructed with an objective of benefiting the youth of Thimphu with support from the Strange family from America. Since the beginning of the construction, a lot of youth were interested in it, and I feel the sport will develop.
This is fun. This is a skateboard. It's a sport that requires a lot of balance and composure. Today I'm at a newly inaugurated skate park, all thanks to a family from the United States of America, to the Strange family. They sponsored this beautiful skate park. You can also see a lot of youth participating behind me with lots of enthusiasm and passion. This skate park is first of its kind in Bhutan.
I think the sport was there in the country even in the past, and it was not popular. I feel it is really a good initiative by the Strange family to the youth of Bhutan.
The skate park was constructed at a cost of $98,000, funded by the Strange family. Participants also received over 40 skateboards from the Element Skateboards and vans, two American companies with skateboarding at its roots. This is Sringdandu for BBS News. An unusual thing for its location, peacocks and peahens have been spotted in Dovuchin Geog in Samtsi. The geog is located at about 2,200 meters above sea level, and the birds are normally found in lower altitude areas. It has been about 2 years since the first sighting.
These two wild peahens have been wandering in and around the Dovuchin Geog office area for quite some time now. Locals claim of spotting 3 such birds in other parts of the Geog as well. For most of them, it is the first time seeing the bird considered to be among the most beautiful birds in the world. People believe peacocks and peahens are a manifestation of goddess Lakshmi, the Hindu goddess of wealth. The birds visiting the village is a blessing and an indication that they will enjoy a bountiful harvest. However, there are also others who believe in more practical reasons.
We feed the birds whenever we see them. They return to their habitat after eating. The two peahens wander from place to place. I don't know how they landed here, but I think it's due to the change in climate because the birds are usually found in hotter places. We used to hear foxes scream and bark every morning and evening. As per our traditional beliefs, it either meant the approaching of a rain or a death of a person in the community. But these days, we neither see the animal nor hear the screams and barks. Surprisingly, now the peacocks are also seen here. Instead, to our surprise, it is the peacocks that we see here. In the past, the birds were seen only in Damdum area.
The Dungkhak forestry officials are in the process of studying the migration pattern.
Peacocks and peahens usually live in hot places, but I don't know how they reached here. I think it may be an impact of global warming, or their habitats might have been destroyed. The other possible reason could be due to paddy harvest season here. The birds are seen feeding on the crop. Moreover, it's undisturbed here. The birds can roam freely.
Meanwhile, one of the 5 birds spotted have gone missing since recently. Locals fear that wild predators might have killed it, or some miscreants would have done so for its feathers. They are, however, working on ways to protect the remaining birds. For Tamchizamin Samsi, Pupkem for BBS News.
Bhutan has only 10 breeds of native chicken and all of them are on the verge of extinction. To preserve these bird species, locals of Bepam village in Trashigang are doing their part. Bepam is the only place in Trashigang where farmers raise native chicken.
65-year-old Kinzang Tsering, a father of 5, ventured into native poultry farming in 2009. Despite all the difficulties, he shares he still enjoys his work. He has more than 20 native hens and roosters in his farm. Kinzang, along with 36 of his neighbors, started the Bepam Conservation Group 9 years ago. The group today has 32 members.
The income is good and the future of the business is also promising. We face some challenges with the feed. Production depends on the way we feed them. If you feed them well, they lay eggs regularly. If you can't feed them well, the production goes down. Normally, the production declines during the cold season.
The birds vary in color and size. The 7 varieties of chicken found in Bepam are the naked neck, Belochim, Yubja Kap, Yubja Nup, Kure, Seen and Bard. The imported breeds are able to lay bigger and more than double the eggs laid by the native birds. Yet, farmers here still choose to farm the local species.
From our parents' time, they have been farming this native breed called Yubja. So in order to conserve it, we are also rearing it. It all depends on how we feed them. With feed support from the government, the production has been good. But when we run out of feed, the production goes down.
With more hybrid breeds, which are intended for commercial purpose, coming in, it is feared that the native breeds might go extinct.
The native breeds are resistant to diseases, so they are easy to take care of. There are about 10 breeds of native chicken in our country. With new breeds coming in, the native ones are declining. So in the near future, a time may come when people won't see chicken of those native breeds.
A tray of eggs costs 300 Newton. The group also has a sales counter where villagers can sell their eggs. With business going well, farmers are also planning to expand their poultry farms. For Tsering in Tashigang, Sunampem for BBS News.
After maize, it's the paddy crops the rats are attacking in Karna Geok of Dagana. The infestation has affected around 182 households in 5 geoks of the Geok.
Following the extensive damage by rats, farmers are worried if there will be any paddy left for harvest this season.
People believe that when bamboo plants flower, the population of rats grows. I have seen wild bamboos flower but never experienced rats destroying crops to this extent. We applied medicine to kill rats but to no avail. We are worried.
Our paddy harvest got damaged by rats when it's almost time to harvest. We even lost our maize harvest to it. We are worried about our stock for the coming year.
Some of us brought medicine from Punseling to control the menace, but it could kill only a few rats. It attacked our crops even before the grain started growing. We do not have much left to harvest. The rats are attacking our cardamom plants as well.
The matter has been reported to the Geok and Dzongkhag administrations. According to their reports, the rat infestation has damaged over 13 acres of paddy fields.
The matter has been reported to the concerned authorities. Farmers are hoping for compensation from the government. I hope we get it. The rats have damaged all our paddy and cardamom plants.
The infestation is massive in all the affected Peacocks. As per our report, around 20% of the total paddy plants have been damaged.
The Dzongkhag Agriculture Officer said the damage report has been submitted to the Agriculture Ministry. He said the affected farmers are not entitled for compensation as per the rules. However, they will be supplied with paddy seeds for the next season. The ministry will also discuss the option of growing other viable crops with the farmers. For Airaj Tamang in Dagana, Sharaf Doji, BBS News.
The iconic 9-storied Sangye Minjurling Monastery in Phinsaling is expected to be complete by the end of next year. As of now, 80% construction works have been finished. The multi-storied monastery will be a depiction of the Milarepa Tower, which was built by the great Buddhist saint Milarepa with his bare hands to remove his sins.
Works to construct the Sangye Menjuling Monastery, also known as Milla Sekhar Kutholhagang, began in 2013. The monastery is located at Ramiti, which is 10 kilometers from Phinsaling town towards Thimphu. The external structure of the monastery is almost complete. Currently, painting, flooring and ground leveling works are ongoing. The idea to build the monastery came after Lam Kyazang Setim, chairman of the project, made a pilgrimage to Kham region in Tibet and saw the majestic Milarepa Tower. He then decided to build a similar tower in Bhutan.
We have reached to a period where practicing religion should be made easy for everyone. The main reason for bringing this lahang in the south is to promote and preserve our identity. The town is at the porous border, so the lahang will be stand as an identity of Bhutanese culture.
Once complete, the monastery will also have a shedra which will accommodate more than 500 monks. Nearly 800 million Newton has been spent on the project so far.
During auspicious days such as Shabdrung Kuche, many devotees come here to offer prayers. It is nice to see people already showing their devotion to the lahang and understanding the significance of Milarepa.
The project is funded by donors from Hong Kong, USA, Singapore and within the country.
Works are going on full swing to complete the Lhaga on time. Once complete, this iconic Lhaga will not only attract devotees, but is also going to be one of the important tourist sites in the region. This is Sonapenjo for BBS News, Phinsaling.
Bhutanese Taekwondo team won 6 gold medals during the first ever Indian Cup Open International Taekwondo Championship held in Assam last week. Over 300 participants from Bhutan, India, Bangladesh, Afghanistan, Nepal and Uzbekistan took part in the championship. Karma Izer from Bhutan received the best referee trophy during the championship. Bhutanese team will return to the country tomorrow. Well, that's all we have for this week. You can get updated on our stories through our website www.bbs.bt. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Until next time, this is Srindandup saying goodbye.